If your relationship improves and yet you don't notice, has it really improved? Kia ora, hello, welcome. My name's Simon Dadley-Moore and this is the fourth video in this channel. This channel is all about you. It's all about helping you level up, to improve your communication, better manage and minimize the conflict in your life, and in doing so create more ease and reach higher heights in your relationship. This is all about helping you create positive change in your life. And when I think about change, my own and my experience of other people's change over the years, change really is strange. I'm sure you've heard of the saying, the only thing that's constant in life is change. And if you haven't, you have now. It makes sense. Everything changes. Everything's in a constant state of flux and movement. And yet, it's so easy for us as humans to get tricked and trapped in some areas of our life to thinking that nothing changes and nothing ever will. I hear it every week. Simon, she'll never change. Simon, he was that way when I met him and he's been that way ever since. Now, if you downloaded and watched the free mini course in last week's video, you might recognize a monkey here. And if you didn't, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. And just briefly, the link is in the description below. It's a free mini course on cognitive distortions and your inner critics. And cognitive distortions, well, they're unconscious, almost automatic areas in our thinking, systematic thinking areas that we then go on to use and to interpret reality, to make meaning of life and to create our perceptions. Put simply, for me, these are the mind monkeys that come along and they trick us into believing things about ourselves and believing things about other people that aren't true. Now, we all have these distortions, we all have these monkeys. Again, the link below, it's free. Get in there and watch it and learn something new about yourself. It'll help you level up. So far in this series of videos, some of the main questions that have been coming your way are, what are you doing at the moment? You know, what are you doing right now? And is what you're doing right now helping you get closer to the communication and the relationship that you want? And if it's not, what could you do differently? Now today, I want to add in another question, an extremely important question to ask yourself at all times, and that is, what has improved or what's improving? Doing something different can literally be a complete waste of time and effort unless you also keep a keen eye out for the difference that your efforts are making. What is different now that I'm doing different? Now, not noticing the small changes, the micro improvements, and instead focusing on what's yet to change is a trap that's really easy to fall into. If your relationship improves but you don't notice, has it really improved? Well, my experience is no, it hasn't. All communication, all conflict, our relationships, our life is based on perception. And I see this play week in, week out with couples I work with. Meet Fred and Nancy. They're not having a great day. Their relationship's not going well. They're not where they want to be. They want to be here. But to get from where they are to where they want to be, it's impossible to do this in one big leap. This sort of change doesn't happen overnight. From where they are, what's possible in terms of positive change is this, and at a stretch, maybe this. And when they reach this new improved step, when any of us level up a step, it's only then that we're able to unlock the potential for the next one or two steps above. Now, each time you level up in your relationship, even just micro changes, it's essential that you recognize this, that you witness it, you share it together, and you celebrate these wins. If not, if you don't notice, you'll continue to think and feel and act as if nothing's changed. And if people continue to think and feel and act as if nothing's changed, then nothing changes. The problem is that these improvements, these small changes, are in reality, they're micro often. And the overall experience of your relationship will still be that you're not where you want to be. A small way forward to where you want to be is only a small way forward to where you want to be. Your hours and days will still be mainly filled with the unhealthy aspects of your relationship that you're trying so desperately hard to move away from. Quite clearly, you're not there yet. You're not even close. It's so easy to get caught looking up, wanting perfection, wanting the end result, instead of looking back down to where you've come from and looking for progress. The message for you here is it's absolutely essential that you look for evidence of progress and that you don't get trapped in looking for perfection. We all need to be looking for progress, not perfection. And becoming a detective for positive change is as important, maybe even more important, than the effort you put into creating the change itself. What's improved, what's better, even only just a little. Now this is a question I often ask people first up, couples, individuals, when they're returning to a second or third session with me. And what I often get is either a very long silence or a very quick response of nothing. Nothing's better, Simon. And then sometimes a long list of what hasn't improved. Now this is a classic example of negativity bias. This is a cognitive bias, which means that the negative events, the negative experiences in our life, they imprint more quickly and they imprint deeper and they linger longer than the positive experience we have. Our brains seem to have a fixation with the negative. Now, when I do get these responses, the silence or the nothing's better, I'll often just refuse to accept this. I say, come on, stretch your memory back over the week. Is there anything, doesn't matter how small is it, what's improved? And then what I get is often remarkable. Did we argue on Monday? I don't think we argued on Monday. Yeah, you're right. No, I don't think we did. Yeah, Monday night was good, Simon. Not arguing for a night, that was a good night. Or I might get, was it a couple of days ago that we cuddled together? Yeah, that was different. That was a good morning. Or, well, it was a long time ago now, but back close to when we had our session last week, Simon, we did both play with the kids for half an hour together. That was different. Or I might get, yeah, we actually watched a movie together a couple of nights ago. We haven't done that for years. It's absolutely essential that when you start doing things different in your relationship, that you keep a keen eye out for the changes those differences are making. It's exceptionally important you become a detective for the positive change and you start looking for progress, doesn't matter how small, rather than looking at the lack of perfection or the fact that you're not where you want to be yet. The improvements and changes are almost always there if you look in the right direction. In the example I shared with you earlier, the couple that realised that they didn't fight on the Monday night, what that actually means is that in that week since we'd last met, they'd argued every other night, 6 nights out of 7. And therefore the overwhelming reality for them is that things still aren't good. And it's so easy to not to see that one night. It's so easy to not to see that one step up. And if you don't, then it might as well has never happened. You and your relationship will stay stuck. There'll be no step up. Again, become the detective for positive change. See it, acknowledge it, share it, talk about it, celebrate it. This is how change beds in. This is how you'll move up the staircase. This is how you'll create positive change and get closer to where you want to be. This is how you're going to level up. Now, sometimes change occurs in what are seemingly completely unrelated areas from where you've put the effort in your relationship. It's a little bit like dropping a pebble in the pond, and the ripples will go out far and wide across the pond into areas a long way away from where the pebble initially hit the water. And this is the challenge. I hope it's a fun challenge for you. Look for the good, even the micro improvements, even if they're not seemingly related. If you put the effort in and you look for the positive changes, you will level up. Thank you for watching this video. If you've been journeying with me since the channel began 4 weeks ago, or if you've already seen one of the other videos and you've implemented any of the learning, then please leave me a story in the comments below. What's improved in your relationship? I really appreciate you. Throughout the week, remember, progress, not perfection. See you next week, and be kind to yourself out there.